Hi everybody, my name is Wolfinger, and today I'm going to be introducing you to PinOn. We are addressing the $600 billion restaurant industry, and our mission is to make restaurants smarter. So what does this mean? By embracing technology, restaurants, a notoriously cutthroat, fickle, traditional industry, can operate more efficiently, save costs, and make a better dining experience for their customers. Simply put, the problem is restaurants aren't very smart. So how are we solving this problem? We've built an app that is a smart menu. Basically, it's an enhanced menu for customers of restaurants while simultaneously providing data insight to those restaurants about their customer behavior. So let's take a look at how it works. So when you go into a restaurant, the first thing that you're going to see is actually a QR code, sorry.
So these are stickers that are on the tables of our partner restaurants. They have a QR code, so simply find the QR code and you're taken
to that restaurant's menu page. This is one of our existing partners, Wow Barbecue, and you'll see the entirety of their menu. There are chef recommendations at the top. For this particular partner, one of the cool things that we've done with them is we actually created a secret menu, so there are 2 items that can only be ordered from the app. But it has all of their items, and when you click into it, you have full pictures of each item. So many times when you go into a restaurant, you see the menu, you don't see pictures. Especially in today's Instagram culture, people want visualization of what they're about to order. We have a full list of ingredients, pricing. If there are any, when you sign up for the app, you're going to set up a profile. You can list any food allergies you might have, so it cross-references those and highlights you to notify that this dish might be unsafe for you to order. You can actually add to a cart, and just like anything that you're used to, the shopping cart feature shows all the items that you have in your cart when you're ready to order. Right. So as I mentioned, you saw a lot of the features of the menu: full HD pictures, ingredients, nutrition information, really anything that the restaurant provides or wants to have in the menu, we can display that. With these pictures and information, customers can order smart. And when customers order smart, they're happier, and when they're happier, they provide better reviews on Yelp. They tell their friends about the restaurant, and they themselves come back in. We also provide data insight to the restaurants on how often items are viewed, the hours or days that they're viewed the most or ordered the most, and then eventually we hope to build a platform that tells them exactly how often they're actually ordered. We're working on a platform as well to update your menus in real time if you're a restaurant. So if you have any changes to your dishes, if you run out of an ingredient for the day, you can update that with a click of a button from the restaurant, and it'll populate into the app. As I like to say, no more waiters and waitresses coming up to you when you're ordering and saying, "I'm sorry, we're out." So one of the unique things about PinOn is that we really have 2 sets of customers. Number 1 is our restaurant customers, and number 2 is the restaurants themselves. So for our customers, the value that we provide, they know exactly what they're ordering. By looking at the app, they know that that dish is available. And as mentioned, they have full HD pictures, and they can even look at the menu ahead of time. So if they want to know what they want to order before they come to the restaurant, they can look at that from their house. For the restaurants, in addition to the data insight that we're providing for them, they can actually save waitstaff training costs. So the waitstaff doesn't now have to know every special, know every ingredient, answer a lot of questions, which makes their job easier, and it's going to provide a better dining experience because if their job's easier, they're going to be nicer to you at your table, they're going to be in a better mood. We can also save menu printing costs based on the fact that the menu is updated in real time. And the beauty is this is just the beginning. So our vision is a 3-pronged solution for restaurants. First, we have our customer app, which is our smart menu. Second, we'd actually have a waitstaff console. So those waiters and waitresses would have their own version of the app so they can handle orders and place them into their POS system. And then third, an admin console, which is the GMs of restaurants would be able to manage their waitstaff, also help them count and divvy up tips at the end of the night. These would all be linked by into a uniform payment system, so we'd be able to handle actual orders in the restaurant. If this vision comes to fruition, we truly believe that restaurants will be smarter. Any questions? Yes?
Two very clever ideas. I think having the picture and having that secret menu, I think, is great because that shows people and gets them curious. But are you potentially opening up a Pandora's box of liability once you get into the whole allergy question? Because that means you have to tap into all the ingredients, and you miss one, and both you and the restaurant can be up with deep trouble.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point. I mean, I think that the idea is more of a warning or a red flag. I mean, it's still ultimately the customer's decision in terms of what they're ordering. We're not guaranteeing that they provide a foolproof way of checking every allergy, but it might just be sort of a thing for them to highlight and consider before they order.
Got to put a lot of disclaimers in.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Thank you. Yes.
Just commenting on that, I don't see it being that much different than the experience you get anyway when you go to a table and you ask,
That's
That's
yeah.
computerized and implies a certain amount of
okay.
precision that otherwise from the waiter may come, hey, we don't know, or whatever the thing is.
No, that's a very good point.
My real question was, do you see it having any impact on gratuities? Because if consumers start to get the impression that they're doing more of the work in terms of, the questions they have or whatever, then they just go in and they point to a number. Now the server is essentially less of an expert and more of just a transportation.
Yeah, I mean, I think we believe that it's all about sort of adding to the dining experience, and as I mentioned in the presentation, I mean, I think that if waiters are not having to juggle so many balls in the air or plates, if you will, then they're going to be adding to that dining experience, and I really we don't see it impacting tips too negatively.
But aren't we tipping the servers for their expertise, for that juggling you just described? And now you're not juggling so much, so.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, it's something that we'll collect data on and see if that's the case.
Okay.
So the idea is that you're going to the restaurant, you're taking the QR code. Are you setting up individual like as an individual customer profile that tied to that restaurant type of thing?
Yeah, it's not tied to the restaurant. It's just for the app. So essentially, by setting up a profile, you can use the app at any of our partner restaurants, and you'll know it's a partner restaurant. I mean, we'll have brochures and flyers and stuff in the restaurant, but it's the QR codes on the table that will notify them.
And the other thing is, I mean, I think the barrier to entry is pretty low. So you really have to do a lot of, I would think you have to do a lot of things to really differentiate yourself between you and some other guy that's going to do the same thing. I mean, things like being able to suggest wines with dinner, or things like that. I mean, be able to say, well, gee, you like this, therefore we should be maybe trying that.
Yeah, and I think that what we're trying to do is kind of provide a holistic solution that addresses a lot of companies do individual things, specific sort of areas of focus, and we're trying to kind of create a whole smarter restaurant ecosystem and advice for them. But it's a great point. Yes.
Have you considered maybe getting embedded into a more popular social networking app, like a Facebook or Yelp?
I'm sorry, so integrating into them?
Yeah, like say you are part of Yelp because your app requires both the restaurant and the customers. Both sides have downloaded the app, right?
Right, yeah, no, I mean, I think it's definitely something that we can look into. Yelp specifically is very interesting. Restaurants hate Yelp because one bad review just tanks their restaurant. So this is actually sort of birthed from an idea of trying to create sort of a solution that wasn't anything like Yelp. We had considered incorporating a review system, but in talking with GMs, like Yelp is the bane of their existence.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.